Welcome to The Scoop. I'm going to talk about 5 tips, 5 secrets on how to beat a cold that no one ever talks about. And if you stay to the end of this video, I'll give you a bonus tip on what you can do on your way to work to help you boost your immune system naturally. So let's just jump right in and talk about those 5 tips in beating a cold. Tip number 1, probiotics. It's very, very important to make sure you're taking a probiotic supplement. These are live bacteria that help keep your gut healthy. And you know what they say, your immune system and the strengthening of your immune system starts with your gut. Now there's a couple key factors to know about probiotics. You want to get a multi-strand probiotic, and you also want to get one with prebiotics in it. Now, multi-strands, this gives you a more well-rounded probiotic to help keep that immune system strong. And probiotics are food for the prebiotics to keep them going. Now, I like Garden of Life. I'm not sponsored by them. That's just who I use. I'll include some links below with the products I use for your reference. Tip number 2, vitamin D3. Now we all know vitamin D3 that keeps our bones healthy. It delivers calcium and phosphorus to our bones. But did you also know D3 is extremely important in keeping your immune system strong? So it's very important that if you're deficient in vitamin D3, that you're taking a supplement. And if you're not sure if you're deficient, you can easily take a blood test and talk to your doctor, get the results. Very easy to determine if you're deficient. There are some ways to know that you're deficient. It all varies as well. Your location to the equator, the season, how often you're getting outside and getting some sun and creating that vitamin D3. I personally like to get about 15 to 30 minutes of sunlight per day. I also take 2,000 international units of D3 as a supplement. So a couple things to note. If you are getting your D3 from the sun, you want to make sure that you don't get burnt, but also you're not using sunscreen in those few minutes that you're outside. Sunscreen actually prevents UVB rays, and UVB rays are what works with our skin to create D3 in our body. So it's very, very important. Now, if you don't have time to get outside and you're not getting it from the sun, you want to think about taking a supplement. The amount that you should take in a supplement extremely varies, again, on season, location, how deficient you are. Generally speaking, people take about between 2,000 and 10,000 international units per day. Some people worry about, am I taking too much D3? And just to give you a little background there, if you take too much D3, and this would be extremely high doses on a daily basis, there can be additional calcium buildup in your body. And a way to counteract that is taking K2 with your D3. Now, if you're getting K2 from food, then you know, okay, you can balance it out. Now, some of the foods that have K2 are egg yolks, liver meats, fermented food, Gouda and blue cheese, and there's a few others. But if you're not getting those foods or the right amounts, you may want to think about adding K2 with your D3. And again, that's if you're taking large amounts of D3. The standard ratio of taking K2 with your D3 is for every 1,000 international units of D3, you want to take about 10 micrograms of K2. How D3 works. D3 creates what they call killer cells. These cells seek out pathogens such as viruses and look to eliminate them from the body. Tip number 3, nasal wash. And I'm not talking about nasal spray. This is a nasal wash. It is a nasal irrigation for your nasal cavity. Nasal irrigation consists of adding saline solution to warm water, and you put it up through one side of your nose through pressure. It fills in your sinus cavity right under your eye, moves over to the other side, fills in the nasal cavity on the other side, and then out through your other side of your nose. Now, you can use a few items that can do this. One would be a neti pot. A second one would be a pressure-driven device. And a third one would be a nasal irrigation kit with syringe. I use the nasal kit with syringe. So what I do is I get warm water, and again, your water should be either distilled or filtered water or some type of purified clean water. Make sure it's warm, add your saline solution to it. I use the nasal syringe, which is not exactly what it sounds like. It's similar to a syringe. It is a large syringe that has a rubber end that fits your nose, and you press the saline solution up one side of your nose. Again, it'll go over and into your sinus cavity under your eye, then fill up under the other sinus cavity, and then out through the other end of your nose. In doing so, it'll flush out any bacteria, viruses, mucus built up there. A little gross, I know, but it works. And then when all that water comes out, and you might want to lean forward and shake a little bit, very gently, when that water comes out, it leaves a salty residue. This prevents bacteria from growing. Now, if you have a major cold or sinus infection going on, you want to use it in the morning and the evening. If you just feel something coming on, then you just do it maybe once a day until all your symptoms are gone. Tip number 4, cayenne pepper. This is probably one of the most important tips I can give you. Cayenne pepper is not only a great spice for the kitchen, but it's long been known for its medicinal properties and used in holistic medicine. Cayenne pepper relieves cold symptoms because it's an anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial. It soothes sore throats. Cayenne pepper has many vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin B3, B6, zinc, iron, and many other benefits in it. It is a decongestant. It is a pain reliever. It boosts your immune system. It is a wonderful spice to have around the house and for your colds. Now, how do we use it? It's very simple. Take about 1/3 cup of water and put about 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Mix it in there. I like to use it with a straw. It makes it easier. Drink it as quick as you can and flush it down with some regular water. Now, if you have a sore throat, to that same mixture, you can add honey or you can add some apple cider vinegar to boost those immune properties. You can also add it to your foods and your soups. It makes for a great spice, and then you also get those added health benefits. Please note, if you're on any blood thinner medicine, you do want to check with your doctor before using cayenne pepper. Tip number 5, detoxing. What I mean by this is detoxing the heavy metals out of your body. We accumulate these heavy metals through the water we drink, the food we eat, and the air we breathe. It's very, very important to get them out of your system as they suppress your immune system. Now, I have some easy ways you can do this. One is by taking a hot bath and adding sea salt. I personally use Himalayan sea salt, and then add a little baking soda to that. So that would be about 2 cups of sea salt and 1 cup of baking soda. Now you want to try and take as hot a bath as you can tolerate for about 30 minutes. You don't want to go too much over that 30 minutes. Right around that 30 minutes is key. Now, if you can't take baths, you can also do a foot bath. So get a little foot basin, add some water in there, and you want to do about 1/2 cup of sea salt and 1/4 cup of baking soda. Now, what will happen in both of these cases is that the sea salt will pull out the metals in your body through your pores. And when you're done, you might see little pepper flakes at the bottom. That's the heavy metals that it's pulled out of your body. This is even a great tip to do when you're not sick, to continue that detoxing of heavy metals to prevent getting a cold in the future. Now for your bonus tip, and something you can do while you're in the car, on your way to the store, on the way to work, wherever you might be going, you can do this in the car. And that's humming. If you can hum 10 minutes to your favorite song every day, you boost your nitric oxide levels in your nose by 20 times, which is amazing. Nitric oxide kills pathogens that you breathe in through your nose. Again, key that you're always breathing in through your nose. Try not to breathe through your mouth. Try to breathe through your nose so that you're killing those pathogens. And I hope you like this extra tip. If you like the content in this video, please like and subscribe. It helps me to put out more similar content. I'll also include the links of some of the items I talked about below.